And so as we get started, we're going to begin with noticing the body, the weight of the body on the floor. Begin to feel the floor supporting you. And then feel the body on the floor. And as you get quiet and settled, if you'd like to take a moment to offer some gratitude for our practice today, for our health and safety. And if you'd like also take a moment to set an intention. And then we take our attention to the breath. We'll start to notice how the breath's traveling through the body. As you inhale, notice the breath entering at the nostrils and traveling way down deep into the core. And then as you exhale, starting way down deep at the core, following that breath back up and out through the mouth or the nostrils. Let's follow the breath for just a few rounds. And then we begin to check in with the body a little more deeply. So we're going to start scanning the body, starting way down with the toes. And then we move our attention up along the soles of the feet, tops of the feet to the ankles. We notice the shins and the calves. We notice the kneecaps, the backs of the knees. Move up to the thighs, front and back. Take our attention to the hips, front and back. How's the belly feeling? How's the low back feeling? Move out to the fingers. Notice the hands and wrists. Notice the forearms, the elbows and upper arms. How are the shoulders feeling? Notice how the chest is feeling. Check in with the upper back, the back of the neck, the throat. Notice the facial muscles. Check in with the back of the head. Take the attention all the way to the top, to the crown of the head. Pause here for just a moment. And then begin to scan all the way back down through the body, back to the toes. Take the attention back to the breath as we begin our breath work. And so if you'd like to take one hand to the belly, we're going to start focusing on sending the breath way down deep into the belly. So as you inhale, you're going to expand that belly way out and away. Exhale, you're going to feel the belly move back towards the spine. Another deep inhalation expands the belly way out. And then as we exhale, we pull those belly muscles back towards the spine, towards the floor. And then slow it down. Really focus on spreading that belly with the inhalation. And And then as you exhale, controlling the breath and exhaling all the air from the belly. Let your breath return to its normal pace. Take a moment to notice how the belly's feeling. And then we're going to take 2 hands to the ribs. So we let the hands rest on the rib cage, fingers pointing inward. We're going to focus on expanding the ribs. As we inhale, the ribs are going to move out and away from the center. As you exhale, you're going to feel those ribs move back towards the midline. Inhale, expand the ribs. And exhale. One more time, really nice and slow inhalation. And a slow, controlled exhalation, exhaling all the air from the ribs, feeling those ribs moving back towards the center. Return the breath to normal again. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. And then the third part of our breath work, we're going to take one hand right below the collarbones to the center of the chest. As we inhale, we're going to feel the chest rise upwards towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we feel that hand fall back down to the floor. Inhale, raise the chest upward. And exhale, allow the chest to drop. And one more time, really expand that chest upward towards the sky. And slowly exhale all the air from the chest, feeling the hand, the chest move back down towards the floor. And then again, letting the breath return to its normal pace. Taking a moment to notice how controlling the breath, using breath work, makes the body feel and the mind. And next, we're going to practice putting all 3 of those parts together. So you can use the hands up and down the torso as we move through the breath, if that helps to focus on where you send your breath. And we start with inhaling to the belly, expanding up into the ribs, and then expanding all the way up to the collarbones. As we exhale, we start at the top. We exhale from the ribs, and we exhale all the air from the belly. Inhale, belly, expand into the ribs, expand all the way to the top. Exhale from the top, exhale from the middle, exhale all the air from the belly. Let's do one more. Inhale, belly, expand the ribs, expand the top chest. Exhale from the top, exhale from the ribs, and exhale all the air from the belly. Return the breath back to its normal pace. Again, noticing how the body, the mind, emotions are feeling. And the next time you take a deep inhale, I want you to just reach your fingertips away from your toes, reach the arms overhead, begin to stretch long on your mat. Maybe stretching longer through one side than the other, and alternating to the opposite side. Start to feel all those muscles warming up, fingertips to toe tips, down the sides. And then we're going to inhale nice and long up the center again. As you exhale, start to hug the knees to the body. And you can gently roll over the back side to side. Taking the attention to the back, notice what you're feeling as you roll over. Make that mind-body connection. And then hug those knees to you again, coming to stillness. Let's start to take both hands around the left knee. As you inhale, stretch out the right leg. So you're hugging one knee into the body. You can let that leg rest on the floor, or you can let it hover, whatever feels good. And then as you inhale, you're going to start to switch. So your hands are going to grasp the right knee and pull it in. Let the left leg stretch out long. And so just in an effort to synchronize your movement with your breath, start to move through that action, inhaling to switch, exhaling to hug, lengthening the opposite leg, and a few more times just at your own pace. Inhaling to switch, exhaling to hug. Keep going, keep breathing and moving, feeling the body becoming a little more synchronized with movement and breath. Then on your next exhale, I want you to start hugging both knees back to the body again. Taking a hand on top of each knee, you're going to begin to circle the knees, starting with a very small circle, doesn't matter which direction. So starting with a tiny little circle, and then as you rotate through, you're going to let that circle grow bigger with every rotation. And as you circle through, really take your attention to the low back, the backs of the hips, into the glutes. Notice what's going on in the body as you rotate around through your circles. And then when your body feels ready, you can start going the opposite direction. Again, starting really tiny with your circle. And as you rotate, grow your circle bigger. Taking the attention to the low back, the backs of the hips. Again, really again focused on what you're feeling with your body here. And again, with the next exhalation, start to take the knees back to the body, hug them in nice and tight. Inhale, let the soles of the feet begin to come down to the mat. And then we're going to take the arms out into a low T shape. Begin to walk the feet wide away from each other so that they touch the outer edges of your mat. We're going to take a nice deep inhalation here at the center. As you exhale, begin to let both of the knees fall over to the right. Inhale, bring the knees up again, and then as you exhale, let both the knees fall over to the left. Again, we're synchronizing breath and movement. Inhale through center, exhale, knees to the right. This time, begin to take the nose to face the left side. So we're adding the neck into the motion, really stretching through the body. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees to the left, nose to the right. Let's hang out here for a few breaths. So settle into the twist right here. Check in with your body. Do you need to tuck the shoulder blades under? Do you need to adjust the feet or the hips or the head even? And then begin to take your attention back to your breath. So as you inhale, notice how that right side body feels like it expands upward and away. And as you exhale, see if you can feel the body relax closer to the mat. Inhale to expand. Maybe even notice the side ribs moving a little deeper into expansion as you exhale, again, feeling everything relax down. Let's do one more deep inhalation here. Expand that body way up and away. Right side moves up and away from the floor. Stretching into all those tiny little muscle fibers. And then as you exhale, relax everything down towards the floor. Next inhalation, begin to take the knees and the nose back up to center, readjust, realign here. And then on your next exhalation, let the knees fall to the right, the nose falls to the left. Check in with the body again. So tuck in the shoulder blades under. Checking in with the hips and the feet. See if you need to move around for comfort. Checking in with the head. And then once you feel good where you are, you're going to start taking your attention back to the breath. As you inhale, you feel the left side body expanding up and away, feeling all those tiny muscle fibers expanding and moving. As you exhale, feel everything relax closer to the floor, perhaps with a little more space. Inhale, expand. And exhale, relax. And one more time. Deep, slow inhalation, expanding through the left side. Exhale, relaxing closer to the floor. And then let's inhale, knees and nose back up to center. Again, we realign the body, move around. Hug the knees back to you one more time. Maybe this time take the head towards the knees to stretch the back of the neck as well. And then when you feel ready, you can rock up to your seat, or you can roll over to one side and begin coming up to your seat. And so as you come up to your seat, you're going to take a moment to get settled in on your seat. So any seated position is good for right now. You can have your legs crossed. You can have your legs out ahead of you if that's better for your knees or your hips. We're just going to do some stretching through the upper body. So let's just sit for a minute, let the hands relax on the legs, roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Lengthen the spine through the crown. Maybe gently close the eyes for a couple of breaths. And feel your sits bones making contact on the floor. Take your attention to where the floor and the sits bones meet. And then from here, start moving up the spine. Just imagine moving up, seeing each vertebra, pulling that spine longer as you move up through the back, creating some more space between each vertebra. Moving up even further between the shoulder blades to the back of the neck. Feel the back of the neck grow long. Maybe the chin tucks just slightly. And then feel the crown of the head reaching closer towards the ceiling. Begin to gently open your eyes if they were closed. And from here, let's just move through the neck a little bit. So start with taking a deep inhale here at center. As you exhale, begin to take the nose over the right shoulder. And then inhale, we're coming through center. Exhale, taking the nose over the left shoulder. So for all of us who are working at home right now, inhaling through center, exhaling right. I'm going to take you through a few of these neck stretches that are really good if you're working in not an ideal position ergonomically at home right now. I've had a few people call me as their massage therapist and ask me what they need to do for their neck and their upper back. So let's come back to center with our inhale. As we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin towards the throat. Feel the back of the neck growing nice and long. As you inhale, start to stretch the chin towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your chin towards the throat one more time. Inhale, chin towards the ceiling, lengthen the throat. And then next, let's bring the head back to neutral. We're going to take our fingertips out to either side. And we're going to take a nice deep inhale here at neutral. As we exhale, we're going to take the ear to the shoulder. It doesn't matter which way we start. And inhale that head back to neutral. Exhale, opposite ear to shoulder. And then coming up again, back to neutral with the inhalation. Exhale, drop an ear to the shoulder. And so from here, I want you to take that opposite side arm and just start to walk the fingertips away from the body. So you feel that neck stretch get a little more intense as you move the fingertips away. Breathe into that neck, the stretched side, whichever side you're working. And then the next part of this is that we're going to inhale the same side arm up and around. Start to get your thumb ready. You're going to take the thumb and you're going to hook that thumb right on top of the head, right on top of the ear, and let that same side arm traction into your neck a little bit deeper. And so once you get that stretch where it feels good but not overstretched, take a couple of breaths here. Start to inhale into the stretch side. Feel those muscles lengthen and release. If you feel like you need a little more, don't add pressure to your head. Rather, walk those fingers a little further away. So we don't want to put too much pressure on the neck and head, but we can definitely stretch by walking the fingertips that are on the ground a little further away from the body. And then we're going to inhale back up. Exhale, we're going to take the opposite ear to shoulder. And again, we walk those fingers away. Start to inhale the same side arm up and around, starting to take the thumb towards the head, right over top of the ear. And let that hand traction the neck away. And once you feel that stretch in the side neck, you might feel it relax a little bit through the side that's getting the stretch. If you want to take it deeper, begin to walk those fingers a little further away. Let the gravity help with the stretch, and also let the breath help with the stretch. And then we're going to inhale back up. And from here, we're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Next time you inhale, take the gaze up towards the hands. Exhale, reach the arms out, take the chin towards the chest. And again, we're going to reach up again. Inhaling. As we exhale, we're going to take the right hand to the floor. And we're going to reach the left hand over, reaching towards the right side. Stretching into that left side body. Anytime you need to adjust, take the inhale to move out of it, and exhale to move in deeper. Check in with those sits bones, make sure they're both contacting the floor. Inhale all the way up, reach up with two hands. Exhale, drop the left hand, reach over with the right. Adjust as you need to, use your breath. And then once you get into that stretch that you feel you need, check in with those sits bones. Make sure they're both still touching the ground. And breathe into that side body for a couple of breaths. Inhale back up. Exhale the hands to the heart. If you have your legs crossed, go ahead and take both legs straight out ahead of you. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see me. So both legs are stretched out ahead, and we're going to take the legs a comfortable width for a wide leg seat. Take the right leg. We're going to start to take it in towards the body. So anywhere that leg feels good, you can take the foot all the way to the inside of the left thigh. If that's too much of a stretch, just take it out ahead of you. just so that you have a bend in the right knee. Check in with the sits bones one more time. Inhale the spine nice and long. Feel the crown reach towards the sky. As you exhale, twist your body towards the left leg and start to fold over that left leg. And so from here, to make this pose a little more restorative, you can take your blanket on top of your leg. You can fold it over as much as you need. If you have a pillow just from the couch or the bed or whatever, you can use that prop to help you find some comfort in that forward fold. So you're twisting over the leg, and then we're going to inhale up just a little bit, lengthen the spine, exhale, reaching the body long over the leg again. Let the hands relax down onto the floor, and then let the body relax into the stretch. Let's breathe here for 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And then start to walk all the way back up with your inhale. Stretch out the right leg. Inhale the spine up nice and long again at center. As you exhale, you're twisting towards the right leg. Sorry, let's go ahead and back up. We're going to pull the left foot into the right inner thigh or anywhere that it feels good. And then we're going to inhale up nice and long. As we exhale, we twist towards the right and we begin to fold over the right leg. Again, use your prop if you'd like to for added comfort. Let's inhale up about halfway, lengthen that body over the leg 1 more time, and then walk forward with the hands. Let the hands relax down on the floor, and then let the body relax over the leg into the stretch. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Inhale, start coming all the way up. Taking both legs back out into our wide leg seated posture. Find the sits bones once again. Inhale up nice and long here. As you exhale, you're folding forward. Use the hands to help control your fold. You can take your prop under you, under the torso, to help support you if you need it. Inhale up halfway, lengthen the spine 1 more time, and exhale, folding forward long over the floor. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then we inhale all the way back up. Pull the legs together, shake them out. And we're going to roll around to tabletop position. So using your blanket if you need to under the knees. But you're coming into a tabletop position, checking in with your alignment. Wrists and elbows are below the shoulders. Knees are below the hips. Ankles are directly behind the knees. Take a second to rock back just so that you can spread the fingers as wide as you can, giving yourself a nice solid base in the hands. And as we are in tabletop position, we're going to start with our cat and cow. So as we inhale, press into your hands, reach the chest through, look forward. As you exhale, start to curve, tucking the chin, pushing into the hands, feeling that stretch right between the shoulder blades. Inhale, pressing into the hands, looking forward. Feel your shoulder blades, the point right between the shoulder blades, moving close together. And then as you exhale, tucking the chin, you feel that point between the shoulder blades Stretching out, stretching wider. Inhale, look forward. As we exhale, we're going to start curling the belly towards the spine this time. And then as we get the belly tucked in, we're going to start taking the hips towards the heels. Inhale, coming forward again, looking at the wall ahead of us, pushing into the hands. Exhale, belly to spine, and then hips to heels. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale, coming forward. Mobilizing all of our spine with this dynamic cat and cow. Inhale, forward. Exhale, curl, hips to heels. And 1 more. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, hips to heels as we curve the belly back towards the spine. Sit all the way back to child's pose. Take the knees wider. If you need some more space for that, reach the arms way out ahead. Again, you can also use your prop under your forehead if that makes you have more comfort. You can also take that prop under the midsection. Whatever feels good for your body is what we want to do right now. Take a couple breaths here. As you inhale, feel the back body expand. As you exhale, feel the body move closer to the floor. 2 more breaths here. Inhale to expand, and exhale to relax. 1 more. And the next time you inhale, you're coming back up to your tabletop position. Check in with your alignment 1 more time. Start to take the hips side to side, stretching through the sides of the hips. Curving around, maybe looking at the same side foot. And then let's come back to neutral. Begin to stretch through the backs of the legs, and we're going to alternate a few times. It doesn't matter which leg you're working on. You're just curling the toes under, pushing back through that heel, waking up the backs of the calves, waking up into the feet, the toes. And then we're going to take both knees back down to the floor. And we're going to start working our core and our balance a little bit. So let's come to a neutral tabletop position. Activate the core slightly as you exhale. Next time you inhale, start to reach through the right heel. And exhale it down. Inhale, reach through the left heel. Exhale it down. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhale through the right, reaching through that heel. All the toes are pointing towards the floor. Exhale down. Inhale through the left. Check in with those toes. And exhale down. Let's add a little bit more balance challenge to this. So we're going to inhale through the right heel. And then when you're ready, you're going to add the left arm. Let's take a breath here. And exhale down. Inhale through the left leg. Add the right arm. 1 breath here. Exhale down. Now we're going to alternate through with the breath a little more quickly. So we're going to inhale both arm and leg opposites. And exhale down. Keep going. Inhale through the heel and the arm. Exhale down. 1 more on each side. Inhale, reach. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Coming back to neutral. Let's start to take the left hand to the center of your mat, about right below your face, and then you're going to kickstand the left foot behind you as you start to open out to a side plank, supported with the lower leg. So you can leave your side plank here, reaching that top arm up. If you'd like to challenge that core and balance a little more, you can take it into a modified side half moon. We're going to keep breathing here, and you can come out of it anytime you feel like you need to readjust. And as you exhale, we're coming back down to tabletop. If you need to shake out your wrists before we do the other side, you can take a second to do that. I'm going to switch around, so I'm not giving you my back side. Take the right hand to the center. Start to kickstand the right leg behind you as you're moving out into supported side plank. Keep breathing. If you want to make it a little more challenging, start to raise that left foot. And again, anytime you need to readjust, just drop that foot. And then you can always move back into the modified half moon. And as you exhale, we're coming all the way down. Shake out the wrists again if you need. Come back to your neutral tabletop position. We're going to start coming up to standing through downward facing dog. If you don't practice downward facing dog, then just meet us at standing. We're going to curl our toes under as we inhale. As we exhale, we're lifting into a baby downward facing dog, so knees are bent. And we just start cuddling through, letting the body feel the change of weight bearing into the hands and feet. And then the next time we exhale, come all the way down. Readjust if you need to. Take a deep inhale, curl the toes under. As you exhale, lift all the way up. Pushing back into the hands, feel the head come between the arms. Pedal through the feet a little more. And then find stillness of your downward facing dog for a couple of breaths. If you're already at standing, start to find your mountain pose. And then if you're in downward facing dog, you're going to take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you can start walking hands to feet or feet to hands. Remember, bend your knees as you're coming close to protect that low back. Once you get hands to feet, feel your forward fold for just a breath or two. And then take a deep inhale, bend the knees as you start to come all the way up. And exhale the hands to the heart. So you're going to come on up to the front of your mat and you're going to find your mountain pose. Check in with your feet. So the heels are relatively under the hips. Toes are slightly pigeon-toed. Move the toes around. Feel the weight distributed between the balls of the feet and the heels. Check in with the knees. Make sure the knees are not locked, but they're soft. Take a deep inhale, exhale, activate the core. Drop the shoulders down the back. Let the palms face forward. As you inhale, reach your head towards the ceiling. And exhale. Feel the strength of your pose. We're going to get ready to move through some hands-free sun salutations. So as we inhale, we're going to raise the arms way up overhead, looking up at the hands if you can. As you exhale, you're forward folding. So coming down as far as you're comfortable with. Inhale, we're coming up halfway. Nice flat back. As we exhale, we're forward folding again. Inhale, slightly bend the knees, press into the feet, come all the way up. And exhale, the hands to the heart. Coming back to mountain pose. I'm going to come up to the top of the mat so you can see what we're going to look like. Inhale, reaching way up through the arms. Exhale, folding. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, folding again. And then inhale, bending the knees, reaching way up with the arms. Exhale, hands to heart. We have 3 more. Inhale, reach way up. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees slightly. Reach the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more, back to mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold. And inhale, soften the knees as you come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Mountain pose. 1 more. Inhale, reach way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, the hands to heart. Take a moment here to let the breath catch up to you. Feel the breath moving in the body. And then we're going to take the hands to the hips. So we're going to step out wide with the right foot and take our stance as long as the mat. And from here, we're going to work on a warrior sequence. So find a nice wide leg stance that you feel comfortable moving with. Take the feet, the outer edges of the feet parallel to the short edges of the mat. Activate the core as you exhale. And then we're going to inhale the arms up to a T shape. Start to take those right toes to point to the short edge of your mat. 1 more deep inhale here. As you exhale, begin to bend the front knee, coming into warrior 2. Check in with your knee, make sure that it's facing your toes, so the knee should not be falling in or falling out. The knee is moving in the direction of your toes. And then drop those shoulders, take the gaze over the front fingers. And we stay here for a couple of breaths. Feel the legs nice and strong, back legs straight and planted into the mat with the foot. Let's inhale, come out of that bent knee posture. So again, check in with the front leg, check in with the front knee. Adjust where you need to. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bend the knee again. Maybe you can make it a little deeper this time. Inhale the arms up to warrior 2. 1 more breath here. Feel those shoulders drop down the back. As you take your next inhalation, you're rotating that front arm, palm facing upward. Exhale, reach in with those fingertips up towards the sky. Peaceful warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. As you exhale, you're taking the front forearm to the thigh. So we always start way up high at the top of the thigh so that we can focus on opening the chest. Once you get that chest open and facing the wall ahead of you, you can can start to move the arm further down onto the thigh. So get the feeling of the open chest, and then you can take your posture as deep as is comfortable. We're going to inhale the top arm up and exhale it next to the ear. Take a peek up at the ceiling. We stay here for one more breath. Next time you inhale, start to pull the body back into warrior two. Gaze over those front fingers, feel your posture. As you exhale, we're taking all the toes to face the long edge of the mat again. Readjust the stance as you need to. And this time we're going to take the toes a little bit wider than the heels. They're going to face, they're going to point relatively towards the edges of the mat, the pointy edges. And so we're going to work on a little bit of wide leg squat or goddess pose. So before we move into that, I want you to check in with your belly, check in with your toes, make sure they feel nice and free. Roll the shoulders down the back. We're going to inhale the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to start to bend the knees. And then you can take those arms up. Take 2 breaths here. And then we're going to inhale, push into the feet. Take the arms back down. Let's do 2 more. Deep inhale, lengthen the crown. Exhale, activate the belly. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, the tailbones pulling down towards the floor. So take that squat as deep as you feel like you have control, especially at the core. 2 breaths. Push into the feet as you inhale, coming up. Exhale, drop the arms. Come back to all toes, pointing in the front of the mat. And we're going to work our warrior postures on the opposite side. So again, check in with the edges, outer edges of the feet. Make sure they're parallel to the short edges of your mat. Roll the shoulders down the back. Start to take the left toes to face the short edge of your mat. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, bend the front knee. So again, check in with that knee and toe situation. The knee should be facing towards the toes. Once you get the knee into the correct position, take your gaze over your front fingers. Take your attention back to your breath. Feel your shoulders drop down the back. Let's take 2 more breaths here. So next time we inhale, let's come out. Readjust where you need to. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, bend the front knee again. Check in, make sure your knee is aligned properly. And take your gaze over the front fingers. Keep breathing. Inhale, rotate the left arm facing upward. Exhale, reach the left fingers to the sky. And keep breathing here. Inhale, come back to warrior two. As you exhale, start to bend that front arm. Take the forearm to the top of the thigh. Get your base set up here. Make sure the chest is open towards the wall ahead of you. And then start to take the arm lower. Inhale the front arm up to the sky. Exhale, take it to your ear. Take the arm right next to the ear. And then if you can, take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, we're taking all the toes facing the long edge. Drop in the arms. Let's take the hands to the hips again. Check in with the feet. Again, we make sure that the edges of the feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the crown towards the ceiling. Exhale, activate the core. So we're going to forward fold this time, and we're going to make sure that we're folding right at the hip crease. Sometimes it helps to place the thumb right here in the hip crease and let the hand serve as kind of a lever as you're forward folding. So let's take a deep inhale again. As we exhale, we're going to start folding at that hip crease, coming to halfway. So feeling that stretch settle into the back of the legs. Deep inhale, lengthen the crown away from the tailbone. And exhale, we're going to forward fold all the way. So you can let the hands slide down the legs as you go forward into your forward fold. And you can let the hands come to the floor, or they can stay over here at the legs, whenever feels comfortable. But we want to try to release our head towards the floor. And if the hands are comfortable on the floor, you can let them rest there. One more breath at center. We're going to take a deep inhale. We're going to come up halfway, flat back. As we exhale, we're going to start walking the hands over to the right foot. We're going to let the body stretch towards that foot. Inhaling, coming back through center. Exhaling towards the left foot. Inhale back to center. Exhale to center. And to fold. As you inhale, start bending your knees. Take the hands to the thighs and push all the way up to standing. And then bring the feet together. Shake it out. And then let's come to a mountain pose. We're coming back to the floor, but we're going to come through chair posture. So check in with your alignment of your feet. Exhale the belly to the spine. And then as you're ready for your next inhale, you can take your hands to the hips as you sit. And exhale into your seat. Inhale all the way up. This time, inhale the arms up. Exhale to sit. 2 breaths here. Inhale, we're coming all the way up again. And then exhale to sit. Start to let the hands come down to the legs. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start folding all the way down to the floor. So coming down to the floor any way you like to. And we're going to come to our belly. So we're going to practice just a few rounds of baby cobra. Let's firm the tops of the feet to the floor. Take the hands right below the shoulders. The arms are sucked up next to the body. Exhale your head down to the floor. As you exhale, feel the belly pull towards the spine. Feel the front of the hips drop. On your next inhale, start to raise the head and shoulders. No weight in the hands. Exhale all the way down. Belly to spine at the end of your exhale. Inhale, raising up to cobra. And exhale down. One more. Exhale the belly to the spine. And then we're going to inhale all the way up. So as much as you can raise the head and the shoulders, we're going to stay for 2 breaths. Inhaling for 1. Exhale. Inhaling for 2. And exhale all the way down. Shake the hips from side to side. Move the head from side to side. And then we're going to inhale, coming back up and through to the seat. Let's take the fingers right behind us, facing towards the hips. Feel the body on the backs of the sits bones. And we're going to move through some boat posture. So start to take the toes to the mat. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, feel the core engage. So for our first round of boat pose, start to take one toe at a time off the ground. Feel that lower core activate as you do so. And then when you're ready, you're going to take 2 toes off the ground. So using the hands behind you for support. Take the toes to the ground. As you exhale, reactivate that core. If you want to go into a more challenging boat pose, you can start to take the hands away from the floor. We're going to stay for 3 breaths. So inhaling 1. And exhale. Inhaling 2. And exhale. And inhaling for 3. And exhale. Take the feet to the floor. And we're going to roll all the way, vertebra by vertebra, as slow as you can, onto your back. Soles of the feet are still on the ground. Let's take the right ankle on top of the left knee. Gently push, massaging into that right thigh. And then let's take 2 hands around the left thigh and begin pulling those legs into the body for reclining pigeon. Stay for 2 breaths. And then the next time you inhale, take the left sole back to the floor. Uncross the right leg. Take the left ankle to the right knee. Again, give that left thigh a push away, just pushing into the thigh muscle for some gentle massage. And let's take 2 hands around the right thigh. Begin to pull the legs in towards the body. Stay for 2 breaths. And 1 more breath. And then as we inhale, take the right sole of the foot to the floor. Uncross. Take the knees or take the feet out wide to each side of the mat. The arms to a T. We're gently going to windshield wipe. Start to take the feet into happy baby. Flattening the back from the tailbone to the tops of the shoulders. And then as you're ready, you can start stretching out on your mat for Shavasana. And it is 1 o'clock. I don't know if anybody needs to be anywhere at 1 o'clock, but we're going to take about 2 or 3 more minutes for Shavasana. So lay out flat on your mat. Prop up your knees with a blanket if you need. Begin to feel the weight of your body once again. Start to take some deep breaths. Feel the body inflate as you inhale. And feel the body relax to the floor as you exhale. Start to bring your awareness to the parts of your body that are making contact with the floor. The backs of your legs, your upper back, the back of your head. As you exhale, begin to feel those places sink further into the floor. Then begin to move the awareness deeper, feeling all the muscles in your body. From the tiny muscles in your eyelids to the larger muscles of your legs and your core. Feel how the muscles of your belly and chest move as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And with every exhalation, feel all the muscles becoming heavier and heavier. Finally, bring your awareness into your bones, from your skull down to the tiny bones in your toes. With every exhalation, feel all the bones growing heavier and heavier. Your skin, your muscles, and your bones continue to grow heavier and heavier every time you exhale. Begin to bring your awareness back to your body lying on the floor. With every inhalation, begin to feel the heaviness lift away from your bones, lift away from your muscles and your skin. Every time you breathe in, let your body feel a little more awake. Every time you breathe in, begin to return some gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. Start to let the head gently move from side to side. With the eyes open and closed and then open again. And the next time you inhale, stretch the arms overhead and reach the fingers away from the toes, just like we started. And take a nice deep stretch here. As you exhale, start to take the knees back to the chest and hug them in. When you're ready, you can roll to one side and begin making your way back to your seat. And so as you make your way back to your seat, let's take our hands to the heart and take a moment to reflect on the intention that we set at the beginning of our practice today. And let's take a moment to remember the gratitude we expressed as well. And let's carry that gratitude out into our days. And may we be healthy, may we be happy, and may we be at peace. Namaste.